Welcome everyone, welcome to another preview. This is MetalCanyon, and we'll be checking out a game by Atomic Jelly called 303 Squadron Battle of Britain. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Squadron 303, that was an actual historical squadron of Polish pilots that in that in World War II joined the British and were actually flying for the RAF, the Royal Air Force. Which actually brings me to this funny little thing over here. You've got two available languages, English and Polish. And for some reason, the English is the American flag, which is fine, but, you know, considering this is supposed to be like flying for the British, the RAF, it's kind of funny, but, you know, no big deal. Anyway, I read a little bit about it because I'm not a real history buff, and yeah, it's interesting. The 303 Squadron was just one of the, let me just make this a little bit lower, like so, I think. The 303 Squadron was just one of the many Polish squadrons of pilots in the British Air Forces, and the 303 was the most successful of them, apparently, which is why we're playing them. And actually, we will have characters, including our character, named after real pilots of World War II. So that's quite interesting. Now, before we actually begin, I wanted to show you this. It's something you've probably seen me appreciate before or rant about before in the options, where you've got the various graphical settings. You know how I hate when developers, put like high and epic and, various different maximum or ultra or beautiful or, different names for maximum graphical settings. And I don't actually mind it in this case because they give you nice little sliders. So you can, you can at a glance see that yes, everything is at maximum. And in fact, if you set things to epic like this, it will actually put everything to epic, because in some games, I really hate when they do that. When you click epic or, the maximum possible graphical settings, some of the settings still, for example, stay, high. I don't know why. Anyway, this game does it right. It has sliders, so you see that everything is indeed at maximum, and it also gives you proper maximum settings if you click epic. I don't really care if it's called high, epic, maximum, ultra, or whatever. Anyway, rant over. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue the game here. September 6th, 1940. Skirmishes like this are dangerous, but when they are over and everybody survives, even if hurt, the squadron becomes more satisfied and experienced, and wiser. Still, I would much rather prefer the advantage of altitude in the next missions. Now, between each mission, you get this little quip, little bit of a description of, what your character thinks, I suppose. And for reasons I will explain in just a bit, maybe I should have read this as skirmishes like this are dangerous, but when they are over and everybody survives, and so on and so forth, you will understand why I'm making fun of this. Anyway, so the game consists of pretty much 3 parts. Or 3 phases to each mission, pretty much. Not every mission will be the same, like this, in 3 phases, but you start in the RAF base. This is where you can roam the base freely. You can go into various buildings, which for some reason... Oh yeah, they do have shadowing. They just look a little bit bright. Anyway, this game is still in early access. You have to remember that, and it will be in early access for a few months, I believe. So anyway, you can use the bikes, which are spread throughout the base for, faster traveling. And right now in early access, a lot of the areas are actually blocked off with, unfortunately, invisible walls. So you can't really go there easily, and sometimes you get stuck. But as I've been playing, I've learned to simply follow where the mission pointers show me to go. And that's the easiest. So usually you will have to, as you can see in the top left, talk to Josef Frentišek. I'm probably horribly butchering these names. Zdislav Henneberg and Witold Urbanowicz. There you go. So you have to talk to them all, and then you can get into your Hurricane, the plane, and do the actual mission. So, why was I making fun of the the story before. I wasn't actually making fun of the story, I was making fun of the voice acting. Ready?
It's a shame Major Krasnodemski got shot down. He is a top-notch pilot. Bloody shame, indeed.
Is he going to be fine, sir?
Not soon enough. He is suffering from severe burns.
Ouch. I'm glad he survived. What now?
I have to go to the base in Uxbridge. Vice Marshal Keith Park wants to talk to me.
My bet is he will promote you, sir. You will be our next leader.
What? Oh no, I don't think so.
You will see, sir. Best candidate you are. Good luck with the top brass.
So, this was actually one of the better lines I've heard. As you can hear, this guy is actually not that bad. He's passable. The main character that we're playing is... well, I'm pretty sure that it's some kind of a cybernetic robot with its emotion chip taken out. I'm sorry, but the voice acting is horrendous. I cannot put it any other way. With all due respect to the voice actors, you know, not everyone is cut out to be a voice actor. Myself, I'm probably not a very good astronaut, I would, you know, wager. So, you know, we're not good at everything in life, and unfortunately, these people are not quite good at voice acting. And
I barely noticed them at first.
Spotting
the fall is difficult. Try eating more carrots.
Oh,
you know what I meant. This whole downing system needs a bit of polishing. It was supposed to be much more accurate. One case in 100 when they will set you on a wrong course and you'll still complain, Donald. Right. Well, at home, we had similar, yet even less advanced system. And we could locate the Fritzes only following the trail of destruction they had been leaving behind.
I'm sorry. Okay, correction. I take that back. Our character is not the only cybernetic machine. That one is as well. Anyway. It's kind of interesting because I believe they actually got Polish people to, well, record. Not really voice act. But, you know, but it's just, you know, it's very clear English is by far not their first language, not even second language, and a lot of the stuff is just, if there weren't subtitles in there, I think I would have lost about half of it in the translation.
I bet you love flying low, huh? I remember this funny story about your low flybys scaring the nude girls laying on the beaches along the Vistula River.
Oh god.
Not too keen on low flybys when Luftwaffe is involved, though.
You were delivering a thrill to those ladies. You can thrill the Germans too.
Not entertainment, but machine gun rounds is what I deliver to them.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I never want to be disrespectful, but it's just funny. I'm sorry. I'm not a disrespectful man. I like to respect people, you know, but it's just, I can't take it. It's, just don't have voice acting, or get some, you know, voice actors that actually sound like it. Anyway, so this is the first phase of, usually each mission. Now the second phase is pretty much optional, and is possibly the most interesting. Now that is the ability to work on your own plane. I don't really know how realistic that is. I don't think pilots ever really worked on their planes apart from perhaps decorating them in particular fashions or something, but...
I'd love a slight change in my plane.
Okay, time for some art.
I was quite intrigued by the whole, you know, be a World War II mechanic as well. At first, I was actually confused. I thought that we would be, you know, that this would be a car mechanic simulator, but in World War II and on planes. But no, it's you know, it's a part of the... What is that? That's some kind of a tarp. Huh. But it's some kind of a mix. So, the two things at the moment I can see that we can work on, I don't know if you can work on anything else, is the weapons, the machine guns, and the actual engine. So, if we work on the machine guns, you can see what we have installed. There's 4 parts installed, which are of course necessary. for the machine guns. And you can replace these with upgraded ones or different ones if you like. So there's no taking off, you know, various bolts and such. You just have to find the right thing you need to take off. For example, this shows us that to take this off, we need to take the cover off, and to take the cover off, we need to take the belts off, and to take the belts off, we need to take these struts off. So that's what we'll do. And then we can take the belts off, and our character does a, you know, a comment every now and then. So we can take these off, and oh, good. I make a change to machine gun. All right, so here you go. We can also remove that. Now, to press the tab, we can then install things. So we can put in the machine guns, and we get the option of what kind of machine gun we want. Now, the Browning Mark II, for some reason, is unavailable. I don't know why. The game doesn't actually explain that. But as you can see, they have slightly different stats. The 303 light barrel mod has more accuracy and a little less RPM, but the Colt Browning is a lot less accurate and it has a very high rate of fire. So for now, I think I'll stay with the more accurate light barrel rod. Good, you'll be happy. There you go. Alright, so now we can also do the ammunition. Now, I quite like this. It's also quite nicely done. You can zoom in, zoom out, you can, you know, rotate the camera. The textures are pretty nice. I like that. And the thing that's kind of bothering me at the moment, of course, remember that this is early access, so they might change that, but you don't know what kind of possible items you have to install before you actually uninstall everything. So for example, I don't know if I had any different ammunition available until I actually uninstalled it all. So now that we can select from the 303 British or the armor piercing, which has a lot less velocity but does a lot more damage. So
this will fix it.
I'm gonna keep the armor piercing. I don't think you can really mix and match ammunition. I don't think that's possible. So there's the belt feed, standard belt feed, reload speed and reliability, or the light belt feed, which has more reload speed but is less reliable. So for now, I usually don't have a problem with reloading. I'll just stay with it. Standard belt. Let's put that there. Put that there. All right, and the last thing we can do is the spread. I'm not really sure how that works. I think it simply moves these machine guns about. It changes their angles ever so slightly. So, you've got the doubting spread. As you can see, it's also very nicely illustrated. You've got the close pattern, far point, which is much more accurate, and the gray Malin point. So, right now, I think I'm using this. No. I must be using far point. Lots of distance, very little spread, but you have to be precise. Actually, no. I want to go for... Recommended for pilots with excellent skills. It delivers great damage at close range. 230 meters. That's not bad. 450. I might want to do the close, yeah. Right, so let's install all of that. Good. Now, the other thing we can also do is the engine, which is pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, once again, we don't really know if we have any improved things available. I mean, improved better than what we have here. So we just have to take everything off. Let's take this off. At one point, what do I have to take off first? What? There's a supercharger, I think. Okay, what do I have to take off first? Oh, these things.
Now that one.
And now the whole engine comes out, and we can take off the various parts. The supercharger. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool to see, though. It's not quite as complex as the car mechanic simulator stuff. Oh no, wait, that's the supercharger. There we go. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to see the actual engine and be able to put stuff on. So we can do the standard supercharger or the sustained supercharger. I don't really know. This seems to be better in all ways. I don't know.
Maybe this way?
Maybe.
Alright.
Alright. So this is the dynamo. We cannot do the improved one for some reason, so we'll just do the startup reliability is higher with this one. You have...
Will fix it.
You can see that some of this stuff shows you the temperature and such, which means that you also have to be careful about the engine temperature, oil pressure, and so on. Maximum temperature and cooling strength. Let's do the improved filter. We'll see how this works. We have these things, which apparently we cannot improve at the moment. Standard engine or tweaked engine power. We only have the standard available. And that's about it. So not much at the moment, but... Oh yeah, also the propeller, of course. We can change.
Gently.
A Rotol, a constant speed propeller with slower reaction time but higher top speed, perfect for dogfighting, full of maneuvers, or a 2-setting variable pitch prop with faster reaction time and lower top speed, perfect for energetic combat with frequent changes of speed. I kind of like my velocity, so I'll stay with the Rotol one. And that's it! Sometimes you get new parts. So far I've gotten one new part from the... I don't know, lieutenant or something. I'm not sure what he was. But it was kind of weird because they said that he's a stickler for rules, you know. He always follows the rules, makes the 303 Squadron follow the rules to the T. But then all of a sudden, for some reason, he decides to give us an improved part and hide it somewhere in the base because it's technically against the rules to do so. So it was kind of weird. Anyway. Apparently we have to go to sleep to proceed to the next day. Now I'll probably have to talk to more people the next day, or we'll just go straight to a mission. Anyway, whichever it is, even if it's a, you know, an emergency mission, we'll take us straight there. There are no animations at the moment for taking off. You are placed straight in the plane, in the air, and you fight the enemies. I'll show you a mission right from the start. So let's go there. Alright, so we do have to talk again. I'll just let you enjoy this.
We are better off, actually. I always considered defense a better thing than assaulting someone.
Because you have that noble Polish spirit.
And Bosnian sense of pragmatism.
Anyway, defending your land gives you some edge. I agree.
Your land, huh? Let's hope the British also consider us theirs. As a matter of fact, defending the actual our land was not too great, to be honest. And just 1 week ago, the RAF was very keen on reminding us of this.
Fortunately so. It is a song of the past now.
Fortunately so. Alright, so now we have to get into your hurricane. Start mission. Alright, let's do so. Alright, so here is our plane at the ready, the Hurricane. And we can get in. And the game will ask us what difficulty we want to play on. Which is kind of odd, because usually you select a difficulty at starting the game. But, you know, this is fine. If stuff gets too easy or too difficult, you can go to easy or hard or normal. So, you can select realistic or arcade. Now, for the purposes of this preview, I'm going to be playing with a mouse and keyboard, and I will show you both realistic and arcade style. So we'll start with realistic, which actually puts you into first-person mode into the cockpit. Let's start the mission. Alright, we've got a sea sight, apparently. Alright, so, this is how it is.
More dares than usual at today's party. Watch out!
They are desperate to invade, and they will. It's a matter of days.
So on the right, you can see our little radar, which shows you where the enemies are. I've got the throttle speed.
Let us show them that numbers are not the advantage.
Throttle speed and altitude. I also, of course, on realistic mode, you also don't get the little reticles that tell you where to shoot in front of enemy airplanes to actually hit them. So this would be much easier, I suppose, with perhaps a controller or a joystick, of course. But like I said, I'm going to play with a mouse and keyboard for this. Now with Q and E, I control my rudder. There we go, I actually hit him a little bit. Unfortunately, you don't really get, where is he? He must be below me. Or above me.
Nice one!
You don't get much of, feedback that you've hit something.
Add him to the tally.
I think this is my...
Blimey, you're fast!
I think that was my maximum
Good shot.
range there, so never mind. Also on the lower right, we've got the temperature of our oil and our water temperature, which you have to
One less, Adolf.
keep an eye out, because if you push your engine too much,
Polska nie zginęła.
it will overheat. And
Jezus Maria!
well, let's go to 120%, try to catch up with this guy, because he's much faster.
Co tu się
Unfortunately,
wyprawia?
it's not really working that well. As you can see, my temperatures are climbing rapidly and in a very alarming fashion. I don't really have... I probably should go help the others, but I don't know why this guy is flying away so much. I think he's just trying to outrun me and then get on my tail. We'll see. So anyway, at the moment, I don't think these
I need
hurricanes...
assistance!
These hurricanes actually stall out if you try to do a loop-de-loop, which I think otherwise they would, because I believe they were gravity-fed, unlike the
Come on!
Messerschmitts, which were injected.
Whoa!
Oh, this guy's... Is he going for me? Not sure. So yeah, the graphics actually aren't that bad at all. It's raining now in this mission, but... Ow, 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 ow. Also, damage is pretty arcadey, even on the realistic settings.
Don't let him go!
On the lower left, we've got our little damage model.
Come on!
I wish they would shut up. There we go. I actually got that guy.
Help me!
Oof. We could have crashed there, and it would not be very good. Shoot down enemy planes, too. Let's try to get this guy again. Oh, is that guy's going for us? Possibly? No. I'm very bad at this. Oh! And I actually crashed into him. Bloody hell. Okay, let's restart. Alrighty. So, start the mission
More
again.
tourists than usual at today's party. Watch out!
They are desperate to invade, and they will. It's a matter of days.
I try to avoid 100% throttle. Also, I've noticed in the little description they said
Let's do
that
this, chaps. Let us show them that numbers are not the advantage.
they said we would be fighting over the sea. That's odd. Wow. I think they crashed, so now there's only 2 of us and 2 of them. That doesn't bode well because I'm not very good at this. Especially not in the realistic. Come on. 120% engine, go! Oh, man. I can also show you what happens when you overheat your engine, I suppose.
That's it!
There we go, I actually got him. So where's the other guy? 77 degrees on the oil. Which is actually not that bad. And 120 degrees on the water temperature. Not great. There we go.
Wave, inbound.
Oh, second wave about.
Holy! Judging by the way they're swarming, one might think both Cherry planes come with a pilot included when rolled out to the factory.
Alright, so we've got bombers cannot reach their targets. I think these are all bombers now. DO-17 doesn't really tell me much. You can also change between Imperial and metric system, which is pretty cool. If you don't really understand the Imperial system. I don't. But I have it on anyway for historical purposes. Alright, let's try to get these. I wish there was a little bit more in the way of damage models.
Oh, beautiful salvo!
I wish they would smoke more and, you know, catch fire and so on and so forth. Alright, let's try to get this guy. Oh, that guy's already done. Perfect. And I'm way too fast. Come on, gotta reload. 0% power, and I'm still gaining. There we go. Of course, the plane becomes very sluggish at 0% power, and I crashed again. Bloody hell! Anyway, let's go back to airfield, and I will show you how the arcade mode looks. It looks like this. You actually see your plane.
More than usual at today's party. Watch out.
And where you
Desperate to invade.
point with your mouse, the plane also points. And for enemies, you also get little targeting reticles to where you should actually shoot.
Let us show them that
Ahead.
numbers are not the advantage.
Numbers are not the advantage. There you go. They also turn green to tell you when you are in range and when you should fire. Still, at the same time, it's not overly easy trying to hit them.
Bye, Snapper.
There you go, that's that one.
Cholera.
Let's try to get that guy, because he's the
Beautiful
closest.
salvo.
Come on, power! 120%! It's difficult to catch up to them.
Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła.
So far I've
Let him go.
played through about 4 or 5 missions, and they were all mostly the same, like this. You start in the air, a few enemy planes appear, and you fight them, and that's
Oh
it.
dear.
Which is kind of a shame. It would be lovely to actually take off, you know, fly to a location, and also have a proper briefing. Ow! Oh,
Whoa.
my engine sort of overheated, so now we have to wait for it to cool down a little bit, and then we'll be able to press R, which will attempt to restart it. There. Oh no, sorry, T. There we go. Let's also not have it at 100% all the time.
Right.
Second wave, inbound.
Alright, there we
Holy.
go.
Judging by the way they're swarming, one might think both Cherry planes come with a pilot included when rolled out to the factory.
Alright. Okay, have to shoot far ahead there.
Pokaż mi.
These are a little bit beefier than the regular planes, I suppose. Come on. There you go.
You ground him.
That's that one. This is a lot easier now with the reticles.
Got him.
Oh no, only one of my machine guns is shooting because the rest were
Bye, Snapper.
reloading.
Don't let go.
There we go, that's that one. And now we can do this one and hopefully not crash into them.
No mas.
Ow! Yeah, he is hitting us. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this. The X-ray vision. When you critically hit someone.
Look at them crowding. And they got protection. It means more scores for our tally.
Oh, there's more of them.
Love your attitude.
There's 8 of them now. 4 bombers and 4 fighters. That's gonna be good. And the bombers cannot reach their targets. I have no idea where the targets are. But there you go. I think I'll go for the bombers first. Probably might not be a good idea with these guys on my 6, but there you go. Come on. Get into range. I'm Arnold. Arnold. Oh wait, these are not the bombers. Those are the bombers, of course. Well, at least we took one down, I suppose. We'll have to shoot way ahead, somewhere over here. Let's say. Excuse me. Alright, still black. We need to wait for it to turn green, and then we can actually get it. 100% please, power. Seems like it's... well, no. I wanted to say it's difficult to catch up to them, and then they're... you have to be careful not to actually smash into them, but no.
Help me.
Die.
Oh. What did we hit? The fuel tank? Not really sure. Oh, the engine. We hit the engine. Not bad. That's that one. Gotta reload. And of course, they're firing back at me through their turrets. Where's this one going? Is it actually falling? I think it was actually falling instead of doing maneuvers. And there we go. So now we just have 3 more fighters apparently. It also seems that when you fly with your little, you know, with your buddies, it doesn't seem to matter whether they get shot down or not. And I think these guys are going straight for me. That's not very nice of them, is it?
Whoa!
I gotta be careful I don't smash into them again. Yeah, so if you're playing with a mouse and keyboard, I probably would suggest playing in this mode, in the arcade mode. It's a lot easier, a lot more sort of satisfying in a way because you can actually hit things. Of course,
Jezus Maria!
a lot of people might be, you know, a lot better than I am. Someone is on my 6 and trying to hit me. Let's try to turn. Come on. It's obviously also a lot easier getting your orientation right in the arcade mode. Because you can always look around to see where they are. You can also look around in the first-person mode, but it's a lot more difficult. I did hit him a little bit, I believe. That's why I also wish these planes would give off smoke and fire and such. It would be awesome. Darn it. Come on, 100%. I mean, 120%. My engine is probably going to overheat again. And I'm still not catching up with him. We're going 270 miles per hour, and we're not catching up with him at 120% engine power. Bloody Messerschmitt. And this is also another weird thing. If you follow them like this, they will seem to just keep on going. They seem to want to get to a certain distance always before they actually turn around. There you go. Now he's... No, he's... I don't know. What's he doing?
That's it!
What a day. I suggest you take a good sleep. If this happens again, we will be exhausted soon.
Yes, very good. So we get our score, which is 5, I suppose, and we get a card, which we collect. Let's go back to the airfield. And we're right back at the RAF base, or as these guys call it, the RAF. The RAF Base. Behold my wrath. Anyway, yeah, the 303 Squadron. It's quite an interesting little concept. I mean, I would very much enjoy a, you know, good fighter plane like this in World War II, but I think I would like more realism. Of course, you know, they're not going for full realism, I suppose, especially with you working on the airplanes and such. But yeah, I think this game needs a lot more cooking in the oven for now. A lot more baking in the oven. And hopefully, you know, they'll do it justice in a few months' time when it's still in early access. Obviously the voice acting, well, you can always just shut it off, I suppose. But I would like a few more different missions, maybe more effects for the planes, like I said, when you hit them, and so on and so forth. So a lot of the base is still limited off, cordoned off, because, well, it's early access. So I wonder what else they're going to bring in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this preview, or should I say, I hope you enjoyed this preview of the game. There you go. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.